Ladies and gentlemen, it's our time of the week again, Thursday night. The Thin Long Podcast is on the air. I am, of course, the incomparable Welsh wizard, Shane Harris. Above me are the podcast OGs, Oliver Butler Henderson, and my beautiful little cherub, Baby Hope. Conspicuous by his absence, Mr. Perrins, but he may be joining us fairly shortly. That would be nice. Gentlemen, one at a time, what's been going on? Baby, I'll start with you.
I heard parents had been kidnapped by a ghost. That's what I heard. Anyway, I'm good, thanks, mate.
On,
how are you?
I'm not too bad, boy. Not too bad. Things have been a lot worse, but it's slowly picking up. I mean, that little ghost joke you made about parents, then all of his 2 viewers of his podcast would understand that. But I digress.
Oh, mate. Yes. I'm okay. I'm good. I'm a little bit tired. It's busy hours of work, but yeah, it's all good. And I'm ready to talk about some exciting news. I didn't think was going to happen, but it's happening. How are you, Mr. Harris?
It's exciting news. Do you know what? But yeah, jobs coming along, personal life's coming along. Just goes to show that, good things are worth waiting for. And they do happen to, goodish people. I say good. I'm all right, though, too.
I've just realised something that you guys have in common.
Common, sir. Conan?
You both signed washed, overrated wide receivers.
Oh, better have a has-been than I never was.
Yeah, but they're still both has-beens.
I don't care. I'm going to get my DeAndre Hopkins jersey.
Hey, don't worry about it. I've got some stats to prove that certain Stefan Diggs isn't a washed-up gentleman. But
is he even going to be ready for week 1?
Apparently so.
Probably not. I like him. I think it's a good signing. But we move on to that shortly.
Apparently he's going to be there and ready to go. So we will see what is happening. Excuse me. Right. Right. Yeah. It's always when you get in this part of the year where it's not quite NFL draft. It's not end of the season. It's not new season. We get these quiet, weird weeks, and then we get a little bit of news bouncing in. So we've got a couple of little bits of news. So let's start with, when I find it, this.
This is the news in 60.
Oh, yes. So, the Giants have signed not one, but 2. I almost said not 2 then. Veteran quarterbacks. It started on Saturday night, where they signed James Winston to a 2-year deal worth $8 million with a guaranteed $4 million going his way. And then Tuesday it was, they signed Russell Wilson to a 1-year deal worth £21 million with a guaranteed worth $10.5 million over the 1 year. Where does this leave with the draft? Can we go on? Right, we'll talk about that in a minute. The news that me and all my other Patriot fans are really happy about. We have signed Stefan Diggs to a 3-year deal worth up to $69 million. Now, I know what you lot are thinking. Oh, my God, $69 million, so much for a player that is coming off an ACL, nearly 32, whatever. Washed, as someone says. He's only getting paid $23 million in guaranteed. That's $8 million a year. So his guaranteed wages is less than the likes of Brandon Ayuk, for example. Debo was getting paid. Cooper Kupp's getting paid. Less than DeAndre Hopkins, can't forget that either, getting paid. So,
okay, yeah. Hopkins is more washed than Diggs.
Oh, Jesus.
Where do you want to start, gentlemen?
Diggs.
Fair enough. I'm happy with that one. Right. I've got my stats here. So let me just bring this up. Right, where is it? Diggs. Right.
Drum roll, please.
Yep. So he played 8 weeks last year until he got his ACL injury. Okay. He finished the year with 496 yards, so he would have been onto a 1,000-yard season. 3 touchdowns. If he was on that pace, he was on pace for 1,178 yards with 7 touchdowns. That would be more than any of the other Patriots wide receivers are. That would have been good enough for the 13th most yard in the NFL, 22nd most touchdowns. If you look at his PFF grades, his grade up to 8 week was 79. Okay. Garrett Wilson throughout the whole season, 78.9. CD Lamb, 77.3. George Pickens, 76.8. Devontae Adams, 75.8. Brandon Ayuk, yes, missed a lot of the season, 74.6. Calvin Ridley, 73.1. DK Metcalf, 74.3. Tyreek Hill, 72.7. Cooper Kupp, 72.1. And then Deebo Samuel, 70.9. Okay. Still got great hands. His drop ratage was 85%, which was his top 10 in the NFL. He had 2 drops on 72 targets, generating a passer rating of 108%. 108, yeah, that's right. That's better than Jefferson, Nakua, DK Metcalf, Devontae Adams, and Tyreek Hill. Okay. In 2000,
I'm gonna go make a coffee because he's still going.
yeah, I've got loads.
I know, I
man.
might stick a kettle on now.
Keep going. Look, seriously, if I show you my screen, these are all my Stephon Diggs stats.
Yeah, but baby, think about this. They've been irrelevant since Belichick and Brady left. Let him have his moment.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
but
mean,
he's saying all these stats, but what he's forgetting is he had one of the best quarterbacks in the league throwing to him, and now he's got Drake bloody May.
hey, whoa. CJ Stroud had a down year last year. Let's not forget that. He was nowhere near he was in his rookie season. We all admit that. You know,
Yeah,
quite
but
I had him as MVP.
He went
He's a
downhill
big
after
MVP.
Diggs got injured.
I think he wasn't performing even at that high before Diggs went down. Okay. Drake May has got all the attributes and more some to be as good as CJ Stroud was going into that.
Yeah, but you need a competent coach to help that.
We
And
have.
you
It's called Mike Vrabel.
you have
It's called
Jared-
Mike Vrabel.
You have Jared Mayo. Oh no, it's not Jared Mayo anymore. It's Mike Vrabel.
Thank you.
The guy that
can
could,
we
the
retract
guy that couldn't get Tennessee any good, and traded away their best wide receiver. That guy.
What, the guy that got Ryan Tannehill to play in the AFC Championship?
And traded away AJ Brown.
Not his choice. He doesn't do the trades and deals, does he? That's GM details. He is the one who coaches the team. But he got this team that had Ryan Tannehill under center to the AFC Championship game. He got them to the number 1 seed. He is a good coach and he will get the best out of Drake May. Now, Stephon Diggs, you know, when I first saw this, I'm thinking, I don't want it. It's far too much money. We were thinking he was going to be 23, 24, that kind of money a year. But the fact that we've got him on 23 million over 3 years, which is 8 million a year, is a doable amount. It's a very good amount to help, you know.
I think it's a good gamble for just 8 million a year.
It's a great gamble for 8 million a year. I mean, he is going to elevate that wide receiver room. You know, he's going to take the pressure off Kendrick Bourne, who had a lot of things. Pop Douglas, Kayshon Boutte was coming on at the end of the season, you know. And he's going to help the tight end. Hunter Henry is a great wide receiver, tight end, tight guy, same as Austin Hooper. It's going to elevate the skills positions. It means they can go, right, we can now afford, which Elliot Wolf has said, we are going to go and get the best players available at our picks, whether that's Travis Hunter, whether it's Aiden Carter, whether it's...
I still think you should go wide receiver at pick 4.
We'll cover
Think
that
so?
in a second. But yeah, I'm really happy. Shane, what do you make of the Diggs trade, my friend?
I'm a
Or not
huge
trade,
fan of
signing.
Stephon Diggs. I have been. Yeah, we all know what you mean. Yeah, I've been a huge fan of Stephon Diggs for years, since his days in for the Vikings. I always thought he was class. Well, one injury doesn't like dictate your whole career. That big
Great.
game player that was there is still in there. And I think the Pats have come down with a really good free agent. I think they're going to be one of the teams to watch this year, which we said that when they, had all this available cap, and they got a very high draft pick as well. You OBH are in a very enviable position, my friend.
Thank you. I'm not going to dog too much.
About time.
Yeah, I know it's been a few years now. Ever since I've done this podcast,
I do think
team.
the Patriots are a dark horse this season.
But I'm not going to go hang my hat on going, we're Super Bowl champions this year, because that's not going to happen. Playoffs, I will be happy for us to make the playoffs. If we end up with a 7 record nowadays, isn't it? I'll be incredibly happy with that, or even a 9-8 record, something like that. A winning record will be an improvement. Better than 5 wins anyway from last.
Literally anything would be an improvement.
That's true. All the moves Patriots made, I've been happy with, and going forward with that one, pucker. You've made your clear, right? For $8 million, you think it's a good deal. Do you honestly believe Diggs is washed up?
Okay. So an ACL is a very, very major injury.
Agreed.
And for someone who is the wrong side of 30, it's hard to see that he's going to be as good as he was.
But you're going to lose your sharpness. You're like half a yard of speed that he's got on these players and all that as well. But you wouldn't have lost his muscle memory. He wouldn't have lost his hand skills, his route running ability, and all that. He will still have all that. He just won't have that extra explosive he had because of the injury. I mean, I've been through enough bloody knee injuries to know you lose a little bit through knee injuries because all the elastication and all that going through it.
I was going to say, with all the operations you had over the years, that board game operation, you were the person they modelled for that.
I was the dummy. No puns.
Yeah, with the big red nose.
Yeah.
So sorry, you were the dummy. I think you mean you are the dummy.
Where's that kick out and ban button? Right. But yeah, I think it's I'm really excited about it. Doesn't mean I'm going to buy a Diggs jersey. I'm still looking at getting the Landry jersey because I reckon that's probably a hell of a signing. But yeah. New York. Rumors are, now I've heard this from a couple of sources, that they got fed up waiting for Aaron Rodgers. They went, sod it, we're going to go and sign Russell Wilson. What do you make of the deals? Who do you think? Are we going to go, right, sod it? They are blatantly starting Russell Wilson, or do you think James Wilson is there for the fight?
I really hope Jameis Winston is there for the fight, because Jameis Winston, he's not the best quarterback in the world, but he's entertaining to watch. He is an entertaining quarterback. So when they signed Jameis Winston, I was like, yes, we get another season of watching famous Jameis throw touchdowns and throw picks. And then they went and ruined it by signing that guy whose name I'm not even going to say because he's just chicken for life.
Russell Wilson. Yeah. Shane, you played against him twice. Did you play him twice or 3 times last year?
Yes, 3 times last year. He encountered the Squealers in the playoffs and smashed their faces in.
Yeah, but was he playing the first time he played against you, or was it Justin Fields?
I think it was Justin Fields. They beat us, and I think that game was 18-16, and no one scored a touchdown. They beat us on field goals. Chris Boswell had the best game I've ever seen for a kicker.
Because Tucker's washed.
All right, that'll do. And then the following time we played them, we hammered them, and in the playoffs, we just made them look ordinary. So yeah, Russell Wilson, and yeah, like the people that makes me laugh out of the whole Wilson going to New York scenario is the Steelers. They've got nobody under center. They cannot be starting with Mason Rudolph. Sincerely, I hope they do. I really do. But what do you think their plan is?
Yeah, go on then.
This has literally just occurred to me. The two quarterbacks that were at Pittsburgh last season are now both in New York, just
Yeah.
in different color jerseys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Is this the end for this season of New York drafting a quarterback? Definitely at number 3.
Yeah. They've already got 2. They don't need another one.
They got 3. They got Tommy DeVito.
Like I
Oh, of
said,
course they have.
Like I said, they already have 2.
No, sorry, no, Tommy. Yeah. So they've got 2 very good veteran quarterbacks. Russell Wilson's on a, what do you reckon, year and prove it kind of deal to get another 2-year deal out of him?
Yeah, I think he's got to go and prove that he's still got that desire that he had in Pittsburgh, but didn't seem to have in Denver.
Yeah, I mean, would you have it in Denver?
With the amount they were paying him, probably.
True.
Oh, is it getting better? I mean, like at the end of the day, Wilson's getting on in years now. His prime years are behind him. His dangerous years are behind him. So I think the Giants took him because there was nobody else available, and they needed a starting caliber quarterback. And the only thing available to them was Wilson.
Maybe he went to New York because he wanted to learn how to cook Italian. Because they say let us cook. With Tommy Cutlets, maybe it's Italian that he wants to learn how to cook.
You have your moments, baby. I'll give you that.
Most definitely.
And we've got the baker in Jameis Winston. I mean,
yeah,
the famous turnovers.
As I tweeted out, because no one else did. New York have opened
Oh,
another bakery.
this again.
Yeah.
I don't have access to the pod's Twitter for the 50,000th time.
Well, sorted out. Right. There seems to be a quarterback who has left a New York franchise who is still wrapped in a towel on the beach or in a blanket on the beach.
In a cave.
Don't know anything about a darkness retreat yet, but where or what is going to happen to a certain enigma himself, Aaron Rodgers?
hopefully going to the unemployment line or the
What do you
retirement
mean? You
home.
can't wish unemployment on people.
I
Wait,
want him
what?
to. I want him to retire. He needs to just bow out. He's not at the level anymore.
We know that as fans. Pundits know that as well. All the deluded ones won't acknowledge that. But he definitely won't acknowledge that. He still believes. I remember him saying when last year, watching the Enigma documentary that he did on his Netflix, he reckons he could play for another 2-3 years. And he generally believes that. We saw him get benched for Zach Wilson last year. Never thought we'd say that. We saw him fall off the cliff a little bit towards the end of last year, almost like a Big Ben, Drew Brees kind of situation is. Am I wrong?
I mean, we saw him literally throw the game away at Tottenham.
Yeah,
Yes, we did. We were there to watch that.
because they're on the line, wasn't it? And it's there that fade away at the right. On
Right,
the
it
back
wouldn't
foot, isn't it?
surprise me. It wouldn't surprise me if the Steelers lowballed him because he had nowhere else to go, and his ego cannot stand retirement. He will go to that horrible place, and I will laugh at him when we smash him up twice again.
That's the only
Yeah.
time I support the Ravens.
What
Ravens
with
all the
TJ
time.
Watt floors him?
How would TJ Watt floor him if he was playing
Yeah,
for the
tackle his own
Steelers?
player. You're daft.
He
I know what he's got. I know what he's trying to do.
He got that sick of him that he just runs on the pitch and floors his own quarterback.
Then JJ Watt comes off the side, leaving Burnley for the weekend, just goes and nails him. Although I think he might be relieved because Bolton, you scored past Burnley, didn't you?
We didn't play Burnley. It was Cardiff that scored past him.
Cardiff, that was it. So people who don't know, the Burnley goalkeeper is James Trafford. England under 21, under 21 goalkeeper.
And actual England goalkeeper, considering he was in the squad.
He was in the squad, but he didn't play, so he's still an under 21 goalkeeper. Is a Cincinnati Bengals fan. And JJ Watt part owned Burnley, or does a lot of Burnley.
He
So-
does. He part owns Burnley.
So
He does.
James Trafford obviously sent JJ Watt a message saying, any chance to come out for a season and come play for my Cincinnati Bengals. And JJ Watt came back and said, only if you don't concede for the rest of the season. How many games did he go without conceding goal after that game? About 13, 14 games?
13 games.
And you saw a couple of tweets and a couple of social medias from JJ Watt going, okay, I might have to start getting my cleats out again here. He was getting a bit worried. Love that. It was, yeah. And to be fair, I do like JJ Watt, and how he does things is really, really good.
I like James Trafford.
Yeah. You had him at Bolton, didn't you?
Ex-Bolton player.
Ah, Man City player.
I like Old Trafford, the new one and the old one.
Hey.
Reds.
What, even the one that looks like a bloody big top, mate?
Well, it's funny because it's run by clowns, isn't it?
Yeah,
let's look at our Norwich girls out then.
Nah, I don't need
See,
that.
parents not here to hear all this. He'd like that.
You would do, yeah, to be fair. Gentlemen, have we missed anything from either of your franchises that have happened over the last week?
No, as usual, radio silence from the Niners.
Yeah, we signed Uzier from the Titans. Corner.
Yeah, that's a good.
Nice.
That is a good pickup. That is a good pickup.
That's unusual.
Sure.
Most Tyson players be coming to New England.
Yes, that's true. But yeah, we got a good corner to sort of compete as well. I'm sure. Did something else happen? My memory's not what it was almost 40, you know.
Anyway, the only thing that's come out of the Niners is that there are more rumors about us trading Ayuk. But if we're going to do it, let's do it before next Tuesday, so we don't have to pay him $30 million.
Right, gentlemen, it is time for us to do our second mock draft.
Have you guys noticed this is Perrin's second mock draft episode he's missed?
Yeah. Funny.
He's unbelievable.
Yeah. We might.
He told me he'd done one. I done two this week. I've been good.
I know. I was shocked when I saw one this morning. Going, huh? Right.
Another one.
Let's see where it stops. Baby Hope, would you like to talk us through your mock draft in a 60-second review, please?
60 seconds.
All right, then. I'll give you 2 minutes.
So I've got Cam Ward going 1 to the Titans. No surprises there. The biggest wash in NFL history, Shedeur Sanders going to the Browns at 2. Giants take the best player, Travis Hunter, at 3. Whether he's going to play cornerback or wide receiver, we don't know. I still think that the Patriots should go wide receiver because A, Diggs is a gamble, and B, they have no one else. So I have them taking McMillan. The Jags can't believe their luck that Abdul Carter has dropped to 5, so they quickly take him. Ashton Genty is going to rip up Las Vegas. Will Campbell is drafted to protect Justin Fields at 7. Mike Green is sentenced to go to the Panthers.
Sentenced to Carolina.
The Saints decide they need some kind of pass rush, so take Mason Graham to be with like Cam Jordan and his Zimmer frame. The Bears have spent so much on their offense, they need to help out their defense somehow, so they take, in my opinion, one of the best players in the draft, Malachi Starks.
Oh, the safety out of Georgia.
Yeah, I can tell you now that every mock draft, I'm going to have the Niners taking James Pierce Jr.
Would you like to explain why?
Because I'm a Tennessee fan and a 49ers fan. And
sleeping Nick Bosa pajamas.
And most Tennessee players have worked out pretty well at the Niners. Ergo, Juwan Jennings. Luther Burden going to Dallas because they need somebody to help them. I've got a tackle going to the Dolphins because Tua needs all the help he can get in terms of protection. Let's face it.
Yeah, I will always give Dolphins some kind of O-line.
The Colts are taking a tight end because Mo Ali Cox is not up to standard.
Agreed.
The Falcons decide to get some edge help with a great Boston College edge defender, Ollie.
Oh,
What's his name, bud?
yes.
What's his name?
Donovan Ezurukaku.
As a rooster.
As a broadcast journalist, you should know how to say that name.
Mate, I
Um,
can't say my own name half the time.
I've
Oh,
got the
we know that,
Texas.
but
I've got the Texas cornerback going to Arizona.
Yeah, I like that.
okay.
The linebacker Jahad Campbell going to Bengals, and this guy is an absolute stud. The Seahawks decide to get another wide receiver because they don't have enough. With Cooper Kupp and Jackson Smith and Jigba, and go and get an Emeka Egbuka.
He is my WR2 in this draft.
Well, after McMillan,
Yeah.
we're getting to my WR2 in a minute because he absolutely balled out on his pro day the other day.
Oh, yes.
Broncos get Kenneth Grant. Steelers decide to protect apparently Aaron Rodgers with Josh Simmons. And then my WR2 going to the Chargers is Matthew Golden. He had an incredible combine and he balled out at his pro day the other day. Then you can read the rest. I'm done talking about it.
Oh, thank you. You can read the rest. You've gone to 30 teams for it.
Yeah.
Okay, I will ask you, obviously, Shamar Stewart going to the Ravens, edge rusher. Come on, what's the score?
You guys don't have any edge rushers. You need some help off the edge. So
There you go.
therefore,
Thank you. I agree.
therefore, it was a need of yours. So I thought, and at that point, he was the best edge rusher available.
I agree.
Cool. I'm going to do mine, Shana, because I always go last. I don't want to do it this time.
Go on, Emmett, go for it.
Okay. To be fair, no surprise. I've gone Cam at 1 as well. Travis Hunter at 2. Now, I did this before the Russell Wilson news broke, so I have gone Shadil Sanders at 3. I still think this guy will go at 3, but I don't think he'll be in New York. I think someone will trade to go and get him.
Ollie, I've got a question.
Yep.
If Travis Hunter goes at 2, who are the Browns rolling with at QB?
Pickett.
Good question.
Kenny
Kenny
Pickett.
Kenny Pickett. Kenny Pickett.
Kenny Smallhouse Pickett. Hey, let's not forget, he's a 2.5-year starter at Pittsburgh, and he did okay. So let's not forget it.
Yeah, but it's not. It's funny.
For me, Patriots have said they will go and get the best player available at that time, and the best player in this draft is Odell Carter. He's going to drop because teams are going to want QBs, and Travis Hunter is that wow player that's out there at the moment. For me, one of the best players in the draft is Mason Graham. He's going to go to Jacksonville. I think giving him alongside Josh Allen will make an exciting offense or a pass attack on that Jacksonville line. Ashton Genty, I think he's going to be the number 1 running back off the board, no doubt. He's going to go to Las Vegas. Jets need a little bit of O-line help, so Will Campbell, who's probably is a lot of people's number 1 tackle. Panthers, I've got McMillan going to him for them. Kenneth Grant, the very, very good interior lineman from Michigan. Michigan are going to lose a couple of really good O-linemen or D-linemen there. He's going to New Orleans. As Ollie said, I've got Malik Starks also going to Chicago. Sorry, I have got another tackle going to San Francisco from Minnesota. He could play left tackle and he could play right tackle. I think Trent Williams is gone, and I think they're going to bring a young blood who's going to come in probably mid-season, probably. Tyler Booker, the guard, going into Dallas because they need to replenish this old, aging O-line to give Dak a little bit of protection going in there. Dolphins, I've given them Josh Simmons, a very, very good tackle, and did very well in his combine. So did Jahid Campbell, who is going to the Raiders, the linebacker. A lot of people's linebackers won. Mike Green, the edge rusher, I've got him going to Atlanta. I think that'd be a good fit for their system. The defensive lineman, Walter Norman from Ole Miss, going to Arizona. I think this is a good pickup, a good fix for them as well. Cincinnati need help on their defense. James Pierce, who had an incredible pro day, an incredible combine as well, would give that extra edge and power in that defensive line.
If the Niners draft James Pierce, I will buy a James Pierce Jr. jersey.
And if they don't, you're going to cry. Will Johnson, the very good cornerback out of Michigan. Michigan have got 4-5 very, very good players coming into this draft. Possibly could see 4 of them in the first round. Denver Broncos, they're going to extend that pass attack for Bo Nix by giving them Luther Burden, who's a lot of people's WR2. Texans, the Steelers are going to take Calvin Banks, a very good tackle, who's my favorite tackle in this draft, despite a couple of...
You love Calvin Banks.
Yeah, despite a couple of things that might have come about his sizing and his movement, I still think he's a very, very good tackle, will do very well in this. After I did this, I realized I kind of made a mistake. I got the tight ends the wrong way around. I should have gone Colston Loveland going to Steelers to Chargers, but instead I did Tyler Warren. They're going to pick up a tight end. I don't think they've got good tight ends up there. Whether it's one of these two. A lot of people got Warren at 1. I've got Loveland at 1. So, yeah.
I've got another question.
Yep.
Where is your WR2?
I think he drops out. Because there were some questions. He's my WR2. Don't get me wrong, but I think he will drop out because there's a lot of teams that need tackles and there's a lot of teams that need QBs, which will mean he'll drop out. There's not as many. This is quite a deep wide receiver draft, so I think he will drop out. And I think Burden fits better in that Broncos offense and then Abuke. I've kind of done it so what I think is best. He's going to be a top 40 draft pick no matter what. I think it will change around. Green Bay going to add some extra help in the secondary with Jaden Cornum. Dukas Alexander, again, a very good interior pass rusher from Toledo going to Minnesota. They need some pass help, defense help in there. Matthew Golden, this is the Stephon Diggs replacement, the guy who was stretched the field. He had an electric pro day, an electric combine. This is the guy that is going to help CJ Stroud stretch that field a lot more, take a lot of pressure off Nico Collins. Great fit-up mix in there. The other LA team are going to take the other tight end, who I really like, which is Colston Loveland. If he doesn't go to the other LA, he's going to go to this one.
Ollie, what's a Benjamin Morrison?
He's a cornerback from Notre Dame.
You don't need corners. You don't need corners. You got enough corners.
Mate, he's better. Apart from Hamilton, he's better than what you've got.
Hamilton to safety.
He is an elite cornerback, mate.
Yeah, but I mean, to be honest, look at it this way, Shane. Defensive players from Notre Dame have done pretty well in Baltimore in recent times.
Carl Hamilton's Notre Dame.
Exactly. That's exactly the player I was referring to.
No, I don't do college ball very often.
The guy for me who had the best combine, the best pro day out of every position, Shamir Stewart, who definitely put himself into a day one, is a Dan Campbell type of player. So he is going to Detroit. Landon Jackson, the edge rusher from can't think of the top of my head now, going to Washington.
Arkansas.
That's it, Arkansas. I think Philadelphia are going to, at 32, are going to replenish some of their edge rushers with Malik Williams going in there, and I can't be asked to talk about the other two. Gentlemen,
nice.
Hit me up.
Well, I've already. So I think it's interesting that you think your WR2 isn't gonna go into the top 32, but you put 2 other wide receivers in there.
See, yeah, I mean, maybe because that's why I want him to come to New England, and I was kind of because, yeah, I'd love him to come to New England. He is that kind of He's what Khalil Harris should have been for New England, but wasn't. Big-bodied, good, quick.
You've got
and all that.
enough. You don't need to be. You don't need any more players.
Yeah,
Agree
but
now.
4 of them aren't good. Sorry, I rephrase that.
Just 4.
4 are good. 4 are good. 1 is coming back from an ACL injury.
Questionable.
I
So when you said 4 aren't good, who are you referring to?
aren't.
Josh
or
Josh
are?
Polk, Mac Hollins.
Oh, I forgot we had Hollins. So I like Pop Douglas, great little slot receiver. Stephon Diggs, if we get into where he was, undoubtedly. Mac Hollins, he's going to be, I think, more on special teams and doing a lot of the dirty work than the actual wide receiving type stuff. Josh Booty was coming out into his own at the end of last season, and then you got the 2 tight ends.
What about Josh Polk?
What, the guy who's got the best hand in the NFL? You're right. So if you didn't see, I had inverted speech marks around my hand. Because
Yeah, for the audio listeners on Spotify, Ollie had the inverted commas hand signal when he mentioned that.
I know I've completely contradicted myself when I say Ibuka is WR2 in my opinion, and I still do think that he is a great. But looking at the teams that need wide receivers or who could do wide receivers or would elevate their wide receiving core, I don't think he'll fit in the teams that would do. He would do really well in Seattle, but they've got other needs. They would do really well in Pittsburgh as well because he's a lot like a Pickens type player. So, yeah, I mean, wide receivers normally do really well in the second days, personally. Okay. Mr. Harris, over to you, my friend.
Thank you very much. Right, I will prefix this like I prefix every time I mention anything to do with college football. I don't know a lot about college football, in all honesty.
To be fair,
But yeah, as you can see, sorry, what?
I said to be fair, you're getting better.
I know, thank you. I can see it, well, if you can see on YouTube, but if not, we have my second mock draft on the screen at the moment. It does share a lot of similarities with Ollie and OBH. Sorry, with Baby and OBH. I'm going with the Titans taking Cam Ward. I think that's going to be a generational pick for them. It should turn the fortunes of that franchise around. I got Shedeur Sanders going to the Browns because I think Kenny Pickett will be his backup. I really do. Abdul Carter going to the Giants, best player available. Travis Hunter going to Ollie's Pats because he can play corner or wide receiver. And as has been well documented on the show this evening already, they are in dire need of wide receiver help, even though they have Stephon Diggs. It can always add a little bit more. Tatoria, boys.
Just call him McMillan.
There you go. Yeah, McMillan from Arizona. Sorry. Arizona going to the Jags because that can replace Christian Kirk. And they still have managed to replace Gabe Davis because he's still there. He's just injured at the minute. Ashton Genty going to the Raiders. I think that pick is nailed on. Mason Graham going to the Jets. Malachi Starks, we're all in agreement of him going to that safety spot in Chicago. I got Jardy Barron, the corner from Texas, going to Niners. Ollie, are you okay with that?
I feel like we have bigger needs than corner, but that guy is a stud, so I wouldn't hate the pick.
Okay. I've got Emeka Egbuka going to the Cowboys. I think they need wide receiver help because they've only got CD, and that's pretty much all they have.
The Cowboys just need help, full stop.
Yeah, I think Jerry needs help.
Jerry Jones.
I got the same as OBH, Mike Green going to the Falcons. What other choice picks do I have? James Pierce going to the Seahawks. Kenneth Grant going to the Bengals. Matthew Golden going to the Broncos. I got Josh Simmons going to the Steelers. Kelvin Banks going to the Vikings. Tyler Booker going to the Texans. Colson Loveland going to the Rams. Gray Zabel going to the Ravens. We do need a tackle. And yeah, I think again, that's another case of best available. Shamir Stewart going to the Lions, same as OBH. Yeah, I got Nick Scotton falling quite far down the draft board, going to the Eagles with a 32nd pick in the first round. I think that'll be a monster of a pick if he falls that far. He may not. But this is only our second mock, so things are still up in the air. We've still got to factor in things like trades. Yeah, I mean, we obviously put our mocks out on our socials. If anybody want to have a little look and comment and question our picks, then of course feel free.
I've got
boys-
some questions. I've got some questions, Shane.
I was going to say to you, but boys, can I open the floor? Who wants to pick
So-
apart my second
So,
mock draft?
well, what do you think? What qualities do you think Amari Hamptons has that will make him a good running back for Washington?
What do we know? He can run with the ball fast, and he knows how to keep the ball in his hands and evade tackles. Next question.
Okay.
I got no response.
Why is Will Campbell falling to 9 when there are some teams that need tackles, in my opinion, that are slightly higher up?
Well, I think because, like, if you look at the picks above that, I think they've got more important needs. Like, I think the Panthers need someone to support Bryce Young. That's why I've taken probably my top pick for the best receiver in the draft, Luther Bird in the third. Ashton Jeanty, again, Raiders, he's going to revolutionize that franchise, hopefully. I think one of the players to watch for in this draft is Travis Hunter. He can play on both sides of the ball. Who's the last person that could do that? Was it Deion Sanders?
Yep. It was.
Not a lot of
indeed.
player. That type of player just doesn't come along very often.
I mean, let's not forget, OBJ did do it a bit in college.
Hmm.
But that's college, and nobody cares about college ball. You know,
Julian Edelman did it as
everyone
well.
cares,
Julian
everyone cares
Edelman
about
did it for a
pros.
few games.
But it's funny how we've all got Malachi Starks going to the Bears.
All I'm going to say is that there's a reason not many people play two sides of the ball in the NFL, because it's a lot harder than doing it in college. I don't think he will be able to.
No, I mean, a lot of things I've read on both sides, and what I reckon as well is he will play majority of his games at corner, and they'll plug and play him into the occasional offensive play, a bit like New England do with Marcus Jones this year, that kind of situation. Shane, confession time
Yes,
from you, my friend. Who did you,
Come on,
in your first mock draft you sent me this week, who did you have going at number 4?
Ashton Jeanty. I don't rate Ramondre. I think Ashton Jeanty could revolutionize your franchise. I really, really do. And
Yeah,
I think with
the Patriots do need a running back.
yeah, I think with the embarrassment of riches that you're going to have and that you've already accumulated, I think it'd be a great pick for you if he falls to you.
It's interesting that we have the 4 same Michigan players going in the top 25.
Can we see parents and pick that apart?
Yeah, I'll let Baby O talk it because he's done trades.
I see. Why is he doing trades for?
I know. We're not meant to
Okay.
do trades.
So he's
I
got
can't
Will
do
Campbell.
trades.
He's got Will Campbell going at 2.
Yep. Carson
Ah!
3. He's got
I would say, was he
104.
drunk when he done this? But he's on drink.
So he's got Will Campbell going to Jacksonville, and
No, he's
Travis
got Will Campbell
Hunter.
going. He's got Will Campbell going to Cleveland.
yeah, he's got Travis Hunter going to New England. James
Yeah.
Pierce going to Denver, which he had to rush out of Tennessee.
Did you say Dave
Mitch-
Pierce dance anthems? Dave Pierce.
James Pierce.
James
Oh, I think
Pierce.
it's Dave Pierce. Sorry.
With Shamir Stewart going to Cincinnati. To be fair, I wouldn't be surprised if he goes that high.
I think it's interesting that he's got Shadur Sanders going to the Cowboys.
But have you heard the rumors today?
No.
You should have. I put it in the group chat. Dak Prescott.
I've been busy this
possibly
afternoon. I apologize.
in- So have I. I
So
ran a
have I.
parts department.
Yeah, but for different reasons.
Yeah, Dak Prescott possibly in the rumors of a trade talk with Cleveland.
Ooh,
Yeah, I'll
would be
believe that when
interesting.
I'll believe that when I see it.
It came off NFL's rumors Twitter page. Okay, so we know what they're like. Yeah, I mean, Matthew Golden going to Minnesota. That's a weird one.
I also think he's got Membu going very high, going to 7 at the Jets.
Oh yeah, the offensive tackle.
Yeah,
He
he's
is
good
Wait,
He's
defensive
something,
very
tackle.
something
rated.
tells me.
He's good defensive tackle. But I
something
think he's going
tells
to go
me.
late teens.
he probably done this mock in the middle of a lesson when he's trying to teach just to get Ollie off his back.
I don't know what
Just
you're on
chucked it together
about.
last minute.
I have no idea what you're on about. Yeah, as I said, as Shano said, we'll put this on. If I remember, I might just put in the group chat and let you guys to do it. We'll put this.
It won't happen.
It never does it? It's all me. It will.
You run the show,
it will
but
be on
you are the captain of the ship. You are the Roy Keane of the ship.
It will be on our socials. I don't know how you're going to survive the week before the drop when I'm in Italy and I'm doing nothing.
We've literally spoke about this off air. We're terrified.
Yeah,
Yep.
you're in Italy and I'm in Spain.
Yeah, we're crossing.
Do you know what I'm going to be like when you pay are not here? Do you know what I'm going to be like? You know Titanic, where they're on the boat and they're playing and there's a ship goes down. I cannot be like that.
So
Playing guitar, the ship goes down.
He's still holding it. Yeah. Right. Yeah. Obviously, these two gentlemen, that one and that one and that one, you know,
Hello.
Mr. Hope and Mr. Harris, are our betting experts for one reason or another. One worked in a betting shop and one seems to win quite a bit
Seems to
of
win
money
every week.
I've asked them to go and have a look at what they think are some good bets coming in to this year's NFL draft.
Go on,
Okay.
baby. I'll let you
So
start the show.
my best bet for me is Ashton Genty to go to the Las Vegas Raiders at 11-10.
Nice.
Shudder Sanders to be the second overall pick, 16-5. And
Cool.
the position of the Buffalo Bills first drafted player to be a defensive lineman at 5-4 because they're not going to pick anything else.
Nice. Nice.
Well, I'm obviously going with my beloved Baltimore Ravens, and these bets are all on Paddy Power, by the way. What do you mean? What do you say? These bets are all on Paddy Power, by the way. Yeah, you can bet to see which position the Ravens draft first in the 2025 NFL draft. Defensive lineman or edge rusher is the most popular pick at 6-4, and then it's offensive lineman at 13-5. I think offensive lineman is probably the wise choice because it's a very much vaunted need in Baltimore at the moment, and I think 13-5 is a good shout for that one. Let's have a little look to see position of the first Pittsburgh Steelers drafted. Nobody cares, right? And let me see what they say about the Niners. The Niners even on here?
No.
Oh, sorry, boy. I was not on purpose, I can assure you. Yeah, so I think that's an interesting pick. What else do we have here? First running back drafted, yeah, Ashton Genty's 1-40, which basically means for £40 on, and you will get £41 back. So you'll make £1. It's an absolute travesty.
It's a steal.
What do you reckon, baby? Anything else catch your eye?
Like I said, I like I know it's 11-10, but I really do believe Ashton Genty's going to the Raiders. So
I think he is too. I do genuinely think so as well.
Yeah, I think that's. I mean, it's obvious that the de facto number one pick is going to be Cam Ward.
Yeah, I believe he's 18-1 on.
It all depends about who is going to pick him. Is there any odds on the number one pick being drafted away or traded away at this moment in time?
I'll have a look.
You can tell I've just phoned this on them, haven't you? I mean, yeah. It looks. Are Tennessee going to take him? If you were Tennessee, would you stick or twist?
I'd stick. They need all the help they can get.
Yeah,
I would.
You look at
Go on and Shane, sorry, man.
You look at high projected draft picks, especially quarterbacks. So much pressure to come into the NFL. You've only got to look at Jamarcus Russell. You've only got to look at Will Levis, who was the most recent example. Same with Bryce Young. Boys, there's no guarantee of success coming straight out of college if you pick number one.
If you were the Tennessee Titans GM and you had a phone call, what would you take to trade away that number one pick?
3 firsts.
Yeah, 2 or 3 firsts. Yeah, I think he's right. Or maybe you could get someone like a first and a big name player. So for argument's sake, I don't know, just spitballing here, a first and Josh Allen perhaps. I don't know, but something like that. You'd want a big star and a first round pick, and then that'd probably twist my arm, to be fair.
I mean, they could do what Sonny Weaver Jr. did. Trade back, keep going back and forth in the first 7 picks.
Well,
Need to watch draft day again.
if I was the Titans GM, I'd want your first this year, your first next year, and your first the year after. And I'd hope that the first this year is going to be a pretty high one on that.
Would you want David Putney as well?
Yeah, I'd want David Putney just because I feel like it.
There's going to be some of you going, what the hell are they on about?
I'm like that, boys. What?
Watch draft day.
I've seen it. I watched it once, but it was a long time ago. It's really good. I need to watch it again.
I love it. Yeah, I mean, you said that Tennessee have got a lot of help, need a lot of help at the moment. They've got a lot of issues. Trading away that number 1 pick, getting that number 1 pick, it gives you 2 options. You can either take the best player in the draft, no matter what position it is, or you can trade it away and build your pick stock up. I would always like to build my trade away and build my pick stock up, because you can always say you got 2 first rounds. You can always then go, right, I really like that player. I'm going to trade up. There's my first 2 rounds. Take it.
Yeah,
go.
but what if the player you really like is Cam Ward?
Then you obviously stick, don't you? Obviously. I mean, I like it's. I'm not sold on either of these 2 quarterbacks.
I mean, it's a very weak quarterback draft, isn't it?
It is. I mean, Jackson Dart to be at number 3, the QB3 in this draft says a lot.
Now, there's someone we haven't mentioned this evening.
Yeah.
Dylan Gate. Would you say Dylan Gabriel's QB4?
I think yours would possibly 4.
Mm.
I'm trying to remember what DJ put on his order. But yeah, it is.
Here's something that blows my mind, yeah.
Yeah.
So Shadir Sanders, yeah. He's 20, Cam Ward's 22.
Yep.
But Tyler Show from Louisville, he's 25. That's the same age as Trevor Lawrence.
You?
Brock
Wait,
Purdy.
Trevor Lawrence is 25? No
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. He's
Bo
only a third year
Nix.
starter.
Like, an odd paper round.
He's coming out the same as Trevor Lawrence, who's on like 40 odd million a year already. And he's the same age as
Crazy.
Purdy, who's going to be on probably 50 odd million a year.
Yeah, it's amazing how you see these wins, because obviously you've got Michael Penix, 26-year-old, 6 years of college, played in college 6 years. Then you got some guys who go, right, I've played here 3 years. I'm now eligible. I want to go in the NFL, make big money, or be a star. It's crazy. Absolutely crazy.
Trey Lance was an example, who's now apparently going to the Winnipeg Roughnecks, or whatever they're called.
Oh, no way. I like Trey Lance.
Go and take him.
I
Right.
prefer him over Cooper Rush. Oh, yeah, we got Cooper Rush now, by the way. Fantastic.
Like I said, at least you got a quarterback in front of the ball.
What he said.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, as always, thank you for watching, tuning in, listening, however you take us in your ears. You are very welcome. We'll be back next week with some more NFL news, rants, raves going forward. But until then, ladies and gentlemen, good night. Stay safe all.